Good afternoon, or good morning, or wherever you may be from. Can you hear me okay? Does everything sound okay? Don't know why it's lagging. I really don't understand why. My internet's good. Settings are as they should be. Good afternoon. Let's turn this down. Morning, or wherever you may be. Sounds like I'm in a pipe. Strange. Yeah, streams looks very laggy. I'm not sure whether this is going to work. I don't really know why. I really don't understand it. I've got everything set up as it should be. Let's have a look. See what I can. Bear with me when I try a few different things. Resolution is what it should be. Okay, it's going to buffer for a moment because I'm just going to stop OBS from streaming and it'll buffer for a minute, so just on fire there and I will lower the resolution, see if that helps, but I don't think it's going to help. Okay, well, how does that look or sound? Any better? No, there's nobody else in the house apart from me and my girlfriend Janie, and my girlfriend's sick at the moment as well, so she's in bed, so she's not doing anything. It's no better at all. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna try and hand over to NASA with this stream and see how that behaves. If it doesn't work, then I will probably abandon this today. I mean, it was most than anything else really to see how OBS behaves and do some different things, but I don't think it's going to work out. So just bear with me, I will get things set up. Hopefully you can still hear me.
And with that, Drew, you can take the deference pump man ISO valve open.
Okay. Deference pump man ISO valve open.
Copy, it's open.
Crew members conducting their checks for leaks and tether checks and other communications checks on the suits just a little bit early. Teams here on the ground and in space confirming everything looks good and depressurization can continue.
Open.
Got one copy.
And as before, you're going to monitor your suit gauge stays below 5.5, and if it goes above, you'll stop the decrest.
Copy.
copy 3.0, and big picture, when we get to 2.0, you at that time will take the depressed man ISO valve close. And again, either of us will note when we see that.
Copy.
Pressure inside the crew lock is under 3 pounds per square inch, on its way to a vacuum. And you can see NASA astronaut Christina Koch and Roscosmos cosmonaut Oleg Kononenko inside the equipment lock portion of the Quest airlock, helping the crew through their final tasks before they step outside of the airlock this morning and begin the second spacewalk to repair the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
Power off. UFF.
Copy, and we're just coming back from our handover, and you'll be reporting your initial tether configs to Houston when they're ready. I'll give you that go.
Copy.
Airlock Houston, we are ready to copy.
Houston, Special Mark, good morning. This is Luca.
Good morning, Luca. Great to hear your voice.
I'm going to start with, it's great to hear yours. I'm going to start with the load path. So from the D-Ring airlock D-Ring extender, I have Drew's right-hand side waste tether. It hooks locked black on black on the D-Ring extender. His small hook is on his right inside the D-Ring extender, and the small hook is locked black on black. From his D-Ring extender, on the right hand side, I have his red small hook is locked black on black, going to the reel. Reel is unlocked. The large hook, which is yellow, goes to green reel. The yellow is locked black on black. Green reel is unlocked, and his large hook from the green reel goes to my right hand side waste tether. The small hook from the green reel goes onto the red reel. It's unlocked. My right hand side waste tether is on Drew's anchor hook. It's locked black on black, and the small hook goes onto my right hand side D-Ring extender, and it's locked black on black. And that's the load path that it stays. On my left hand side, I have a D-Ring extender. I have two hooks. Green hook and the red hook are both locked black on black. Both wheels are unlocked. And both large hooks are currently on my knee workstation. They are unlocked. That's the end of the tether configuration.
Airlock Houston, Luca. We have one thing to double check. It's the status of the anchor hook for Drew's green reel. So the one that's on your right waist tether.
And I reported it's locked black on black.
Thanks for repeating that. I appreciate it.
Happy to. Anytime.
European Space Agency astronaut Luca Parmitano reporting the initial tether configuration to teams on the ground, making sure everything is set and in place as depressurization continues in the Quest airlock.
And for both crew members, for your awareness, when we get to a low DPDT, you can expect an alert tone.
Copy. Copy.
Luca, our next step is when you see less than 0.5 psi on the EV hatch, we'll be opening it.
Copy.
NASA's Christina Koch and Roscosmos Oleg Skripochka pose for pictures from NASA's Jessica Meir, who will be commanding the robotic arm today, after Skripochka and Cook helped prepare the spacewalkers for today's tasks.
And Luca, I'm going to ask you, can you repeat your last, please?
Yeah. So I see one on my DCM and I see one on the hatch.
Copy that, and we have the same out here.
For leg space, Luca, for the hatch, you feel good? Oh, yeah. As soon as I remove the SCU, I'm going to scoot down a little bit. So I think I have enough space to do that. Okay, copy. Like I see 0.5 right now. It's waiting for people less parallax to open the hatch.
See, you said you see 0.5 right now. And you're saying you do see that on the hatch, or you're waiting for that?
No, not. I think with a little bit of shadow. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I would have heard it.
And in here we're showing that we're closely approaching 0.5.
Okay.
In Houston, airlock on 1 with Luca's report that he sees 0.5 on the EV hatch. We're showing slightly above, but if you believe he's a go to open the hatch, I can give him that step.
Houston is go with opening the hatch.
Do that. Luca, I'm sure you heard, but you have a go to open and stow the EV hatch.
Copy. It's unlocked.
And with pressure inside the crew lock portion of the Quest airlock at 0.5 pounds per square inch, the crew has received the green lock to open the hatch.
I got a CP high message, and I think that's the expected message.
Concur, that's expected.
Good job, Luca. There, you got the open and lock, and of course the card is outside. Let me see if I can recover that before I do anything else.
I copied the EV hatch is open and stowed, and then can you repeat your next?
Yeah, the card, the repress card tethered is just, it's right at the hatch, so he's just trying to recover it back to the Velcro. Yeah, I might have to redo it.
Copy, thanks for relaying that.
Just want to position things inside before we go out.
Concur, and for everyone's awareness, we have done step 14, taking the emergency MPEF to closed. That means that our steps on the depressed Q card are complete, and recognize you're still working on the card, but I can hand you over to Jeremy whenever he's ready.
Okay, actually the card is inside and he's term stowed on the Velcro, and I'm ready for Jeremy.
Okay, great.
Excellent. It has been wonderful working with you guys. Have a great day out there.
Thanks, man. As always, you're amazing.
All right, thanks, Nan and Oleg. Great job. Luca and Drew, let's get to work. So first step is we're switching power to bat. I want you to stagger those throws. Expect a warning tone, and then check display switch functional.
Copy. On bat.
Okay, Drew, on the UIA, switch power, EV1 and 2 to off, OFF.
And Jeremy, my display is not functional. And then battery.
Okay, all right, stand by.
Can I throw in a warble? I got a tone, but now I don't. My green is blank. I don't think it's expected.
Okay, Drew, we have a procedure for this. We're just pulling it up. I'm going to step you through it. So stand by one.
Okay, my DCM says there's new power available.
And Luca, just for your awareness, that's expected.
Okay. Luca, your display is functional, correct? Yeah, my display is functional.
Okay, Drew, I just want to make sure, you might as well pull up cup checklist page 28. It's the warm restart.
Copy, I was expecting that. I'm going to page. Okay, I'm on page 28.
Okay, and the whole key to this procedure is that we're going to talk through it before we actually execute all the steps, because at some point we're going to lose comm, and we want to make sure you're ready to get yourself back in a good config. And in the past, we have had helmets fog up, and you won't be able to see very well. So those are our consids. So we'll step into this. So I'll read through it, and then I'll tell you when to execute.
Good copy.
And I just want to check, we never confirmed it on the, have we executed the step on the UAA to switch the power off yet?
Knowing that both UIA, EV1 and EV2 are power on.
Okay, Drew, so I copied UR in BAT on your suit, and that's what caused this, and then the next step is to switch power EV1 and 2 to off, OFF, and check the LEDs are out.
Okay, so you want me to proceed with the UIA, EV1 and 2 power off, is that correct?
Affirmative.
Before we do any cup checklist stuff.
That's right, because we believe you're still going to have power at this step, but eventually we're going to get to the point where we do shut your power off.
Okay, copy. So EV1 power off on the UIA, and on the UIA, EV2 power off.
Okay, just confirm the LEDs are out.
The LEDs are up on EV1 and EV2 on the UIA.
Okay, all right, so here's where we talk about the big picture. So we're going to switch the fan and power off for 7 seconds eventually. And then while the fan is off, you're going to be without cooling and CO2 removal. Overheating and loss of visibility are possible. There'll be no comm until you take the power back to BAT. And if fan operation is delayed or not restored, or power is not restored after switching back to battery, then you can open and lock the helmet purge valve to restore vent flow. So right now it's important to take a moment to confirm the location of the power and the fan switches by feel, as you may not be able to see them.
Copy. All right, and just to confirm, I'm going to start at step 6 on page 28, checklist.
Yeah, that'll be where we're going to pick up next. So when we give you a go, you are going to go ahead and switch the fan off. You'll expect tones and a fan switch off message. And then you're going to switch the power to SCU, which is going to power down the suit. You're going to count 7 seconds, and then you're going to go power back to BAT. And then when the 5-second power restart is complete, then you can switch the fan on.
Yeah, copy all, stand by for your go.
Okay, Drew, so you're familiar with the switch locations by feel?
I am.
And then one final reminder, your final config, when this is complete, all the switches are going to be towards you. Okay, your go, Drew. We'll talk to you in about 10 or 20 seconds.
Okay, copy. And switch to off. RSU.
This morning's spacewalk officially began at 6:02 a.m. Central Time as the space station was flying 265 statute miles over the South Pacific east of Chile. However, Andrew Morgan is having to reboot his suit to ensure all the configurations are proper before exiting the hatch.
Fan on through step 9. Fan is running. Step 9. And switches are in a good config.
Okay, and we heard all of that, so that's a good comm check. And you checked your displays functional, so we're back on track. Good stuff.
And my light is out, and I have no missing segments, and I have good tones. I believe we are on step 3 of post defense.
Okay, and Drew, just double check you can cycle through different messages.
And the display is functional, and I'm cycling through the pages as expected.
Okay, EV1 and 2, you can deconnect your SCU.
Work. Okay, copy. We can disconnect this here.
Then your DCM covers and stow the SCUs.
SCU is stowed in the pouch. B2, same work. Get cover, done.
And just to recap, the astronauts put their suits on internal battery power at 6:02 a.m. Central Time this morning. However, Andrew Morgan was having some issues with the displays on his suit, so it was reconfigured. Everything's looking good now, and the spacewalk is ready to proceed.
Okay, my DCM cover is in place, and the depress pump and ISO valve I can confirm closed.
Okay, for both of you, take your temperature control valve to max hot.
B1, max hot. B2, max hot.
Okay, both of you switch water on.
B1, water on. B2, water on.
Check your DCM is blank, bite off.
B1, blank, bite off. B2, blank, bite off.
Okay, temperature control valve as desired. Going forward, check your suit P gauge, please.
B1 is at 4, and for the gauge, I got 4.2. And I got 4.3 on my suit P gauge, and I'm probably going to set my TTB right around 3 or 4.
Okay, Luca and Drew, you're going out into daylight. I'm sure you figured that out already. Luca, you're go for egress. You're hooking up the safety tethers first.
Okay, I'll go for egress. My visor is going down, and I'm rotating. All right, Drew. Be out there for checks. Yes, sir.
After quick checks here on the ground, the team has received a go to egress the airlock and venture outside of the space station. You can see Parmitano exiting the airlock first, that thermal hatch open.
Roger that. Okay, my anchor hook is locked black on black on the forward keyring. My configuration is good. And I'm ready to retrieve EV2s. Okay, use your anchor hook. Aft ring, locked black on black. You go for releasing your waste tether. Okay, go for egress.
Copy. I've got the lock back bundle, my BRT red. Got my waste tether.
And forward on the airlock.
Okay.
As the astronauts are configuring their tethers, they are flying 267 statute miles over the South Atlantic Ocean. You can see ESA astronaut Luca Parmitano first out the hatch, and you can tell it's him by looking at the red rings around the pants on his suit. That designates him as EV1 or Spacewalker 1. You can now see Andrew Morgan, NASA astronaut, emerging from the hatch as well. He is EV2 and wearing a totally white suit.
Looks clean, you look clean. Let's see. One green light. Already see it.
Let me slide the back of the other side here before we.
Sure. It's your time.
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
And then I see the lights on your helmet are single light on right now. You have one green, one tube. Your other bit to your left. One tube. See that up, your camera is scoring it.
Are you going to see it?
See the bump. There's three. I see one, two handles are both down. My hand is dry and my gloves are nominal.
Good copy. Look at me, I just want to double check your WDS light is on. Yeah, it is, okay. And I see handles. Your main ISO valve is just touch bump out. If you bring it toward me, I can tap.
Just 2 seconds, just be careful, too. Oh no.
Yeah, that hit toward me. Keep coming. And then it's all the way down here. Yeah, just, okay.
I talked to the doctor.
And let me see your tabs. 1, 2, 3 tabs up. Alright, it's dry, and I had a good long look at my gloves. I got a good idea of the baseline.
Okay, can you verify that your wheels are unlocked?
It's unlocked.
Okay, mine are both unlocked. Andrew, I think I'm going to pass you my wheel, and as I go around, I'll actually do this fairly a little easier in the future.
Okay, let me get this on the BRT here.
You all do that?
Okay, it's on.
Try to put some tension right here.
If you just give me it, and I'll make sure that it stays in place until you get tension on it.
Yep. All right. We're going to go to ICO 0. My next.
Okay, we copy. Good buddy check. Yeah, good buddy checks. You guys are go to proceed. Between the two of you, you can get a couple of fair leads on Luca's way to phase 1. Same fair leads as last time.
device. Okay, I'm working on 500. I think you copied this already, but the thermal cover is closed.
We did, thanks.
Alright, I'm up to the spur.
You guys are a bit retro today. I got you in the camera view just outside the airlock, heading up to see the spur. That camera's got a strange purple hue, kind of a whimsical journey for you out there today.
And I'm on phase one. On top of this spur, I'm right at the arm. And my next maneuver is going to be to set up my extender on the arm.
All right, Luca. Looks good. Good for your tether swap.
After checking out one another's tethers, the duo is going to make its way over to the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer. Luca Parmitano, who you can see here in the picture, will take a ride to the worksite on the Canadarm2, also known as the Space Station Robotic Manipulator System, or SSRMS.
Anchor is locked black on black on the headroom, and now
Parmitano will have a great view as he translates over the space station to the zenith side, or the space-facing side of the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
While I was at it, I just dropped, I rotated with extender to Alpha.
Okay. With extenders and Alpha, that's a good number. Just check the other settings as well. 6, Alpha, 7 for the WIF extender.
The clocking is on 6, I can see from here. Alpha, I just set it, the 7 I can see from here. And I can also verify the width, the APFR. I got 12. Well, Foxtrot. And then Foxtrot 12.
Okay, Luca, and that 12 would be on the double line. Should be a clocking of 6.
Andrew Morgan, now in the picture, is translating to the worksite manually, carrying with him bags of tools that will be used throughout the day to repair the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
Yeah, well, those Robo guys have all the magic. Julia, I'm looking your way. Am I clearly armed? You are clearly armed right now. Alright, I'm heading upward. I'll see you out there. Yep, you will see me there.
Okay, the only reminder for you is to drop your green hook. Same place as last week. Go ahead, Luca.
I was just about to say that. I am about to drop my green airlock on 3444.
Yeah, and I just couldn't quite hear your description of getting your arm safety tether on the arm, but it's there and locked, Luca.
I confirm it's there, locked.
Okay, good words. Copy or drop in your airlock tether. Make sure both reels are unlocked. And then over for arm ops.
Okay, my anchor airlock is dropped on 3444.
Copy.
I'm ready for our launch. Okay. Jessica, this is Luca. How'd you read me?
Got you loud and clear, Luca. How me?
I have you loud and clear, and you're going to maneuver the arm to the published ingress position.
Okay, copy that. Give me 1 minute to get into mode, and then we'll be bringing you station nadir about 2 meters.
Okay, copy, makes sense.
As Andrew Morgan makes his way to the S3 truss portion of the space station, Luca Parmitano reports to NASA astronaut Jessica Meir, currently inside the space station, that he's ready to ingress the Canadarm2. Meir will command the Canadarm2 and position Parmitano towards the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
Luca, starting motion.
Copy, very well. Motion.
Copy, continuing.
Jessica, I would stop there if you could.
Copy, stopping motion.
And, I'll end the flying from here if possible. That is a more comfortable position for me.
Okay, we copy, so I'll take that as GCA complete. And by, brakes are coming on.
We might.
Brakes are on, Luca.
Copy.
For APFR ingress.
Copy. VDAG. Green hook is down 3217. I'm at the Sarge. Gauntlets are down as I make my way around.
Okay, just a reminder about the fair lead today.
Yep.
As the space station flies over South Africa, Parmitano finds his place in the Canadarm2. This will give him secure footing in a space to work from as he operates and conducts work on the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer today. During the first spacewalk, Parmitano and Morgan also installed 3 handrails around the work site to more easily access and perform work on the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer, which you can see here in the center of your screen.
Jessica, I'm on the arm.
Hey, copy, Luca. We need a minute to get into mode.
Copy.
And you can see Morgan has arrived at the work site. And shortly, Meir will command the Canadarm2 to position Parmitano there as well. The first task for the astronauts today will be some power cable prep. It was previously taken outside and stored for additional activities on these next excursions. This power cable will provide power from the station to the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer. Parmitano will remove caps from the 2 cable connectors with a special connector tool and then mate the 2 cables to some EVA cables or spacewalk cables. And the cables that are being mated today will eventually be attached to the new UTTPS, or Upgraded Tracker Thermal Pump System, on the next spacewalk.
Okay, we have put the rate on 8601.
Thank you, Drew. Luca and Jessica, we just want to make sure we're on the same page. Are you guys both ready to start operations?
He's ready.
Christina and I are just getting those FOR parameters set now. We're ready to pick up in step 2.4. So at this point, we are ready for that, Luca. You have a go, if you give us a go for back off.
You are go for back off.
Okay, copy. Rigs are off.
That was a brief astronaut's eye view from the helmet camera of Luca Parmitano. He's currently taking pictures as astronauts are preparing to move him into place near the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
Copy.
Come with motion.
Ready for motion.
You can tell this is Parmitano's helmet camera by the number 11 in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen.
Stop motion. And
Stand
stop
by,
motion.
Luca.
Copy, stop motion.
Gonna bring you back there and then bring you station forward.
All right.
And Luca, starting motion forward.
Copy. Motion.
Copy, continuing. And Luca, give us a moment here. We're in position hold. We're going to get the first JoeCast loaded.
Exercise.
station Houston is handing over. We'll be back with you in a minute.
And just a quick handover of satellites as part of the Tracking Data and Relay Satellite System. Teams here in Mission Control Houston in the International Space Station Flight Control Room monitoring the astronauts on this second spacewalk to repair the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
Okay, Luca, starting motion on this JOCAS. If you're ready for it, it will be 3.5 minutes.
Ready for motion, copy 3.5.
Copy, starting motion.
Luca, if we could get a glove and hap check from you during this OCAS.
Sure, my happy's dry, my gloves are pristine, and no changes, no deltas.
Okay, and Drew, now we got the comm back. Why don't you tell us about your nest?
Yeah, the fairleaf in place. I got the large, small rets back on both larger or U bags, and I'm now working on putting the 2 crew lock bags I brought out here onto the fish stringer, and then I'll take a look at the APFR.
Okay, good words. And just a reminder about the trash bag while you're going through this stuff. Also a reminder about that grapple fixture today when you're in the arm.
Roger that.
This view from the helmet camera of Andrew Morgan, you can tell by the number 18 in the bottom right-hand corner, reporting back his status to Mission Control Houston. Luca Parmitano, who's currently riding the Canadarm2, getting a lift to the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer worksite, also just reported back a glove and hap check. That's something you can expect to hear throughout the day. The hap check standing for Helmet Absorption Pad. The astronauts check the helmet absorption pad to ensure nothing is leaking and that the inside of the suit remains dry. And they regularly check their gloves for any damage during the spacewalk.
Safer handles, we just saw your plus in the truss there on ingress to the APFR. We just want to double check.
Copy, it works. One, and 2 handles down.
Thanks, Luca. Luca, it looks like just an amazing view from where you are, looking through your WVS. What do you see?
It's amazing. I've been telling you about it. I did turn my camera on, and also I'm taking pictures as we fly. This time I'm taking more pictures than selfies.
And Luca, that's position hold, and we will be loading the next JOCAS.
ESA astronaut Luca Parmitano reporting back an amazing view as the space station flies 257 statute miles off the west coast of Somalia.
Yeah, flying right along the coast. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Yeah, just off the east side of Africa.
Okay, Luca, we are ready for the next Joecast. This is in course, and it's going to be 3 minutes.
Copy, course 3 minutes.
Motion.
As Parmitano and Morgan move into place for the first tasks of the day at the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer, let's go into a little more detail about just the difficulty of these spacewalks. The challenge is that they were never really intended to happen, as AMS was only scheduled to have a 3-year lifespan. So to fix AMS, an entire set of tools, more than 20, were developed to help the astronauts accomplish tasks never before attempted in the vacuum of space, like the cutting of the stainless steel tubes that we will see today. One of the tools you'll see is referred to as the zip tie cutter, and that's exactly what it does. What makes this tool extra special is that it was developed by students at Lone Star College Sci-Fair as part of the Micro-G Neutral Buoyancy Experiment Design Team's Challenge, also known as Micro-G Next. Micro-G Next challenges undergraduate students to design, build, and test a tool or device that addresses an authentic current space exploration challenge. The students, which you can see here, who developed the zip tie cutter, are watching the spacewalk live today in one of our studios to see their tool in action in space.
Trash bag.
Okay, copy.
Crew light back 4, I'm going to put that on me.
Copy.
I cannot see you, but from the corner of my eye, I can see the bags.
Hiding in our work state.
Luca, that is position hold. Give us a moment to load the next Joecast.
I'm going anywhere.
Coming up on 42 minutes into today's spacewalk, and the space station is about to enter an orbital nighttime. You'll start to see it get darker as they come up on the southern coast of Pakistan. The space station orbits the Earth at about 17,500 miles per hour, meaning astronauts on the space station are treated to about 16 sunrises and sunsets every day, and we'll see a few of those ourselves throughout this spacewalk today.
Okay, Luca, we are still in course, and this is going to be 3 minutes.
Copy, in course 3 minutes.
Motion.
NASA astronaut Jessica Meir continues to use the Canadarm2 to maneuver ESA astronaut Luca Parmitano into place with a backdrop of the station's large solar arrays, which provide the power to our orbiting laboratory.
Okay, Luca, I'm going to read a couple of caution warnings for you too as well, Drew. Avoid contact with cut zip ties, lock wire, and exposed threads on the AMS power cables. And then a reminder for both of you, we can't have two crew members imparting loads on the AMS and ELC2 at the same time. So if you're doing something like getting in or out of an APFR or extra loads in AMS, we need to be talking about that together. And then finally, Drew or Luca, I'll remind you that the first place you're going today to get access to those power cables is by that Zenith radiator, and we've got the struts there. So we want to avoid loads into the radiator and those carbon fiber struts. Light loads on the forward and aft are okay, but the middle strut is no touch.
You want copy? You copies.
Okay, Luca, we are in a position hold, and give us a moment, then the next showcast will be bringing you to the Zenith worksite.
You can be broken, but I think I understand that I'm in another hold position.
Hey, from Luca, position hold now, and we're getting set up for the next showcast to the Zenith worksite.
Drew, looks like crew lock bag 2 went over to the nadir handrail already. The other thing we want to grab is the transfer ret.
Transfer ret is transferred. It's in place.
Copy. All right, and the other thing we wanted to get ready was just making sure the small ORU bag is accessible, because we'll need some stuff out of there soon as well.
Okay, Luca, about to start motion. This one will be 3.5 minutes to the Zenith worksite.
Copy.
Astronaut Luca Parmitano making his final approach to the Zenith worksite, or the space-facing side of the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
All right, Drew, I think you've got all the key steps. You're ready for Luca next. We'll get a glove and half check from you at your convenience, and then with any extra time, you can work on the red bag.
Right.
Okay. That is dry. Right glove, the palm, the flap of the outer RTV that had already started up is elevated, but there's intact RTV underneath. Everything looks good. I got a good idea of what it looks like. Luca, look my way. I don't know which way is your way. Head. Before the sun goes down. And we get on that hat and glove.
I copied glove and half check. Drew, thanks for that. So, any extra time you got? Just red bag?
And, yep. Yep, red bag is accessible. Loosen the strap. And I'll be standing by for a good time that we can grab the mat and kind of pre-position it. But right now I've got small RU bag on the diagonal beam. It may eventually go on me, and then Luca and I are going to probably put it on the row U. I've got lock bag number 2 on the Zenith handrail, tether point, and I got the transfer red in place, and then dash back to me. So I think we're pretty well set, and I have Luca in my view, and we'll be picking up GCA when they call for it.
334 arm off. We are in position hold. Luca, we're going to get set up now for a manual maneuver that will bring you station nadir about 2 meters.
Handing over. Back in a minute.
And the sun has set for the International Space Station. You can expect to see a sunrise in about 33 minutes. Currently, the space station is flying over China, and astronauts are getting into their position to begin work on the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer today.
The KU antenna? Yeah, the KU antenna tracking the satellite. Hope that GoPro is tracking that. Really cool.
Okay, Luca, starting motion 2 meters, station nadir.
Copy. Because I have 2 very bright stars. One is so bright, probably looks like a planet. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? What it is?
Break. We need to treat this as a GCA.
Copy. I've got good eyes on you.
Okay, Luca, this is the published position.
Copy. It's a good starting point. And if you, from here, if you're ready for GCA, I would like to go towards my right about 80 centimeters.
Okay, we copy Luca, right, 80 centimeters. Give us a minute to get into our snapshot mode.
Copy. While we're waiting for them to get the snapshots, you can prep the counter. Yeah, I'm gonna start coming over your way. Let's see. Well, that's where we could hand off to each other if I were to stay here.
This view from the helmet camera of Luca Parmitano, you can see he has made it to the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer. That's the vacuum case right in front.
Correct.
Okay, and for Drew, the decreasing clearance will be Luca's right shoulder to the row U.
Copy, I've got good visibility of that.
Okay, starting motion.
Motion.
Copy, continuing.
Clearance.
Copy.
Just short of an hour of elapsed time on today's spacewalk. Astronauts moving into their final positions before beginning the power cable prep work, which is the first task for the day.
Luca, take a look at,
Yeah, no, I have identified the deep ties. Now I need to get closer. So, Jessica, I would like to go towards my feet about 15 centimeters, 1.5.
Okay, you want to go down about 15 centimeters, and Drew, the clearance we're concerned with there is the ingress aid to AMS.
Yeah, one more time, Jess, it was a little ratty.
Ingress aid to AMS.
Ingress A to AMS, okay, so Luca will have to give that a pull. Yeah, it looks like.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, and we're going straight towards your feet, and I think so we look clear all around. Luca, just right arm, if you put your right arm straight down at your side, or, yeah.
I can see the clearance.
Okay, from my view, there's still a wire tie that's, yeah, there you go.
Is what?
Yeah, I would just, if you keep your arm right down there, you'll be clear of it.
I'm clear. I can see everything. I have no issues. I'm absolutely clear.
Okay, I have the clearance, Jessica, whenever you're ready on Luca.
Okay, copy that. I'm going to start that motion down 15 centimeters, and we'll also keep our eyes on the initial right shoulder for the row U as well.
I got that.
Motion's in work.
Motion. You can stop right there. Stop motion.
He stops motion.
Okay, now body forward. About 30 centimeters. And I have the clearance. It's the radiator. I can see my clearance there. I can see it. And 30 centimeters will work just fine. You also realize it.
I do.
Okay, copy that. We're going to bring you body in 30 centimeters, and again, the clearance will be the ingress aid.
It's active.
Copy. Starting motion.
Motion, you take complete.
Copy. Stopping motion.
Give me a concern for the clearance. I don't see any issues.
Now, as long as we keep an eye on ingress A to the radiator, that would be the only issue.
Yep, I agree.
Copy, Luca, that your GCA is complete, and we will leave the brakes off unless you tell us otherwise.
Go, let's stay as is. Currently, I'm not going to be parking any boats.
Okay, we copy and concur.
Hey, Drew, I'm ready for the
Dino or Lancer?
for the dyno. Start with that one first. I'm going to pass you a red.
Yeah, do you want to take one at a time or the adjustable with both?
No, give me one at a time if you don't mind.
Okay. Run.
All right, you guys are well on task here. So the first cut is just for the power cables. We're only expecting to cut 3 only. And you're welcome to use the dyno. We were expecting you to use the Lancer on this one.
I'm trying to capture the lacing read. It looks like it will work just fine. Hey, I'm ready to the dyno counters.
Now that Parmitano has arrived at the work site, he will make a small cut along the upper beam to expose the power cables underneath, and those cables will be what eventually powers the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
For me, available at the trash bag.
Nice work, Luca.
We're done, one down.
Going for gold today. Capturing all the little pieces.
Just to confirm, the diagonal beam handrail, I know that the tether point is not legit for local tethering, but the diagonal beam handrail itself is.
Affirm, Drew.
Okay, so that's where I'm tethered right now. It's tethered.
Drew, next thing for you is a zip tie cutter.
1 hour into today's spacewalk, astronaut Luca Parmitano is cutting the lacing cord along the upper beam, and he will next use the zip tie cutter. That'll help him remove the cable bundle from underneath the beam. This is the first task for today's Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer spacewalk. And being the International Space Station, AMS is truly an international effort. The team includes about 600 physicists from 16 countries around the world, and it was all built at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, also known as CERN, just outside of Geneva, Switzerland.
Tether Swap, I'll give you these warnings, and we'll get the zip tie counter.
Okay. Does it look like we expected?
Well, I don't have a great view right now. I think he does.
And just a reminder, Luca, we're only cutting 3 right now just to help you manage the MLI. But if you don't have the visibility you want, we're going to be opening that MLI up anyway for the mat install. So you can do more cutting if you want.
What do you think?
It's working what I have right now.
Okay.
Fail plan.
You're right back to you. Right, and then zip tie cover.
Yep.
I should have just kept you right.
I'm ready to it.
You're ready to it.
A great view from Parmitano's helmet camera as he uses the zip tie cutter we mentioned earlier was developed by the students from Lone Star College Sci-Fair. He is currently using that zip tie cutter to remove the cable bundle from the beam.
Cut but not release. Yeah, it's cut, but could use the cutter grasping point maybe. Yeah. It dropped inside, so if there you go. Yeah, different one. Yeah. Keep an eye on it. Okay, of course. Wow. There he goes. Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah,
Keep an eye on it.
no worries there. We're just as happy to let it go than have you grabbing onto it.
Oh, I definitely catching it by the uncut edge.
Teams on the ground confirmed that a lost zip tie is of no major concern as Luca Parmitano continues to work using the zip tie cutter to remove the power cables from the upper beam.
The ret to stuff it back down there. All right.
NASA astronaut Andrew Morgan is at the ready, you can see in the top right-hand corner of your screen, with a trash bag that obviously allows objects in, but traps them there, and they cannot escape back out.
There's no space insert the head of the cutter. Jessica, can I get a little bit of help here? Positioning, I need another 5 to 10 centimeters towards my feet.
Okay, copy, Luca. 5 centimeters down, and Drew, again, that will be the interstate AMS.
Okay, copy.
Motion. How did that look?
Continue another 5.
Another 5, Luca?
Yep. Stop motion.
Motion stopped.
GCA.
Copy. GCA complete.
Parmitano speaking with Jessica Meir, astronaut currently aboard the space station who's commanding the Canadarm2 to help him maneuver perfectly in place as he works to release this power cable, the first task of the day.
It's a 4 cut now, correct?
Yes, sir.
Coming up on an hour and 10 minutes into today's spacewalk, Luca Parmitano is using the zip tie cutter tool to release about 8 zip ties in this area. Things are progressing smoothly throughout this morning's spacewalk. And after this bundle of cables is released, he'll remove caps from the 2 cable connectors, then mate those cables to some spacewalk cables using the same technique as he did to remove the caps.
Luca, just a reminder that this is one option of cutting them. We can just go to cutting the heads off if you're having trouble getting access, getting the tool because they're so tight.
I think I'm going to open up the MRI a little more. I think I'm going to
Sounds good.
see these three over here. It's pretty hard access. So
Yeah.
I'm going to need again the data counter.
Yeah. Do you want to keep the tie cutter with you?
I'll keep the data counter.
Okay.
What's your best? Good.
Okay. To you.
Turn back.
Fine.
Turn back.
Fine.
I might have to land these.
Okay.
That's the reason. The head of the counter.
You want to trade and whatever you've got ready to land, for the Lancer here.
Hold on. All right.
The 5, or do we even get past that now? And did you say that the external ones are okay to touch?
Yeah, that's right. The external ones, not for loads, but light loads. It's the middle one that has a cable running down at Luca that we want to avoid.
Okay. I'm going to try to answer. This is,
Okay.
it's just that 12 will be down there. So I'm going to give up the battle card for now.
Okay.
Almost an hour and 16 minutes into the spacewalk, the space station has just flown past the west of the Hawaiian Islands. ESA astronaut Luca Parmitano, who you can see his helmet camera view here, designated by the number 11 in the bottom right-hand corner, continues to work to free some power cables from an upper beam. These cables will eventually route power from the station to the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
Trying to use the Lancer on the zip tie itself?
Yeah, on the zip tie.
Yeah, we're fine with that, Luca. Obviously, you're going to be careful not to cut the cable itself.
Is there another plan that I can...
You can use the dyno cutters on just the head of the zip tie if you have access, but we're fine with what you're doing. We trust you.
Yeah, the problem is the access.
Yeah, I get what you mean. You know, Luke, I guess we were expecting that bundle to kind of pull out already after you undid that zip tie at the front. But are there zip ties at the back that are holding it in?
Yeah, there's a couple of zip ties.
Power.
Yeah, there are two zip ties that are holding it back. And they are wrapped around the two couples and then to the structure. And so I just don't have enough space. Maybe now.
Yeah. Okay, Luca. No problem. I mean, we're doing good on time today, so just keep working through it. Give us your best suggestions on how to proceed, but we're happy with how things are going. We expected these to be a challenge. Somebody tucked them away thinking they would never be used again.
You sure did a great job.
I'm sure there's an element of pride when they heard you say that.
Yeah, they did a great job tucking them away. It's tight. They're gonna be. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You can't hear it, Luca, but every time one of those things comes out, every time you get one, there's a cheer here at MCC.
Yeah, I'm good. I have the cables.
All right, good work.
I'm going to give you back the Lancer and the detect cutters.
Okay, so you want the Lancer back to me?
Yeah, it's unwieldy, so I just don't want it on me.
Yep.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, and the zip tie cutter you're gonna keep?
No, I'll pass it on. I'll pass it to you also.
Okay, so Lancer.
So I'm gonna need a small U bag.
Yep, accessible. Okay, it's on my rep. Here's your rep, so I'm not putting anything new on here for you. Let's give me I'll send this back to you. We'll get the zip tie cutter to me.
An hour and 20 minutes into today's spacewalk, and the astronauts are receiving their tasks from the ground today, specifically from Ground IV, Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen, who trained extensively on the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer tasks.
You're right, back to you. I have the zip tie cutter back.
Saw you checking your gloves, Luca. How they look?
No damage, no deltas.
Okay, I assume your half is dry.
I think right.
Thank you. All right. While you're just standing by there, a reminder or a caution about only turning the collar on those wire connectors.
Copy. And the way I identify them, one is black and red, the other one is gold and white.
Okay, great. And those are the two long pairs that we can see them sitting in front of you, so we're in good shape.
Okay.
Now the easy part, right, Luca?
Give you
What's that? I have AB and AB1.
Okay, we'll just refer to the colors.
Okay. So actually, white is AB.
Okay, I have a large small here, and that's for your temp stove, or smaller U bag, wherever you'd like. And I have it still tethered here to the diagonal beam handrail after you get it set.
Okay, it's on the row U.
It's set on the row U copy. I can release this red. Okay, the small ORU bag is yours. There's a second red, small here if you want to use it.
I don't see. Okay.
It comes.
Yep.
All right, Luca, the connector tool you need is in that small ORU bag. And the sun's coming up here shortly.
Copy, thank you.
Copy.
Parmitano is going to use that connector tool to remove caps from two of the cables that we just saw. He'll then mate the power cable using that same tool to the cables that were taken out on this spacewalk.
That's right.
And you're wired all. Oh. I'm going to start with the red and black cable.
Okay, Luca. I know you know how to do this, so we'll watch in your WVS.
Hey, Luca, and Weed, what do you guys think of? I could go after some of these lacing cords on this lower edge here that we're going to need to take out for the math. Right here, Luca, what do you think? If you want to do that, sure. Get ahead, sure. Sounds like a plan.
I'm checking, Drew. Okay, we're fine with that, Drew.
Copy. I'll back off though if I'm in your way, Luke. Okay, that cable is uncapped.
Great work, Luca.
Nicely done. And I see a good EMI band. No fog. It looks pristine.
Okay, if you want to try, that was a black and red, I think. If you want to try J18, or you can remove both caps, up to you.
I'll go ahead and remove both caps. Okay, I have removed the second cap.
Okay.
You see the EMI band is intact. Good pins and good no fog and looks good.
Okay, which one do you want to do first? Which color?
Again, let's go back to the black and white. Black and red, and I think you said J18.
A-firm. And Drew, this is where your hands might come in handy. Could need a third set of hands.
Did
just hold this for a second for me.
Yeah.
When I set up the... It turns out that the small locking electrical connector is doesn't have enough closing power if I put it horizontally, so I have to go vertically on it. It's very unstable.
Okay, Luca. We're handing over in 20 seconds, so you guys can get set up. Just make sure you check the pins on both sides of those cables before you mate them, and we'll be back with you in about a minute.
Will do. Hey, Drew. I don't see the... There it is.
Yep.
About an hour and a half into today's spacewalk to repair the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer, and Luca Parmitano has removed 2 caps from the cable connectors on the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer by using the connector tool. He will begin to mate those 2 cables to the spacewalk cables, the white ones you saw, using the same technique. It's a tough task, as these cables were really only meant to be handled with hands on Earth, not wearing spacewalk gloves, but as you saw, Parmitano, with some help from Drew Morgan, was able to get the caps off, and we will look forward to regaining video communication as he begins to mate the 2 cables, the next task this morning.
All right, we're back with you.
Great. I believe that A18 is connected to AD, black and red.
That's awesome. All right, on to the brown and white, J19.
You guys see it? There's a good connection there?
Yeah, I mean, we can't tell from here, Luca, but it certainly looks the part.
Okay, am I supposed to see a little blue button popping out of the color?
So, Luca, there's a window on the connector, and you might be able to see the blue through that window.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, okay, but it doesn't pop up.
Okay, I see a little bit of blue. I don't see a full blue, but about 3/4 of the window. I just want to make sure that I go all the way.
Well, why don't you just pull it a little bit closer to the WVS and give us a little bit better look at that.
Tell me where to got it.
Tiny bit up and closer if you can. Okay, hold it there for a moment, Luca. Okay, Luca, we're guessing a bit here in the ground, but we think that you need to go just a tiny bit further in the collar. We think there should be a full dot in the window. Does that make sense?
That's what I thought.
Parmitano continues to work to tighten the first cable to the spacewalk cable brought out today.
I already felt the click. Okay, I have a full dot and I felt the click.
Okay, good work. Good work, Luca.
Yes, I'll give you the view.
Okay, that looks great, Luca. Nice job. On to J19.
Parmitano now going to work to connect the next Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer cable to the SPACEWALK cable. These cables will eventually provide power from the station to the AMS.
GoPro or close-up photos of these cables. That'd be good.
The connection will be fully complete on the third spacewalk when the upgraded tracker thermal pump system is brought out and attached to the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer.
And you got good checks on those, Luca? You check for pins and FOD?
I'm not connecting yet, I'm just verifying the markings.
Roger that. Standing by.
Yeah, yeah, good teams, FOD, my time already verified.
Okay, you're go for mate.
And I have a good mate, I have a full window, and I felt the click. Nicely done.
Wow, you made that look easy today, Luca.
Right.
That was way different than I was expecting to see. Nice work there. All right, Drew, you get some photos of that for us. Luca, you're moving on. We need a long wire tie on the power cables.
Yep. I'm gonna fix so put back the cable there here.
Let me look the connections a little bit.
So I take the features first?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Right, you're good. Yep.
Okay, let me walk this bag and bring the
Just
And with both cables properly connected, NASA astronaut Andrew Morgan will be taking some pictures of the configuration for the ground to review later.
Yeah, connect our tool back in the small RU bag, and we're ready to inventory it in a little bit here once we free up Drew.
European Space Agency astronaut Luca Parmitano, whose helmet camera you are looking through right now, will use a wire tie to temporarily stow the cable for future use.
I'm gonna close the bag for you, and then you can enjoy.
Yep, I'm gonna take it back over to this handrail and then I'll.
Okay. Good work, gents. We're an hour 40 into the EVA. Our limiting consumable is battery at 7 hours and 40, so we're doing good there. So great job. So big picture, Luca, we just need to temp stow that power cable and get the MOI sorted out so we can do the mat install.
I'm gonna have to reposition the arm and myself for that. Okay.
Okay, and I have Just okay on standby while I get it to the handrail. Okay, I release this wall, right? Okay, I have it on the handrail. You can release it. There you go. Okay, my bag. Okay. Hey, Jeremy, I'm still wrapped in the cable. I'm going to stay wrapped in until I feel I need these sites. And these white sites. So, pushing these ends back inside the pocket, might tie it somehow?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to tighten that up or clean it up a little bit later. You just need to temp stow it out of your way. We're going to do the MLI for the MAD, and then we're going to use the wire tie that we put on those cables and to hold that MLI in the right place.
Right now, you want me to put some MLI, some wire tie on these cables?
Yeah, that's right. Right next to the connectors on the new cable. So on the side of the cable you just installed, you're going to put a long wire tie on there.
Work.
Just over an hour and 41 minutes into today's spacewalk, Parmitano will install a wire tie to temporarily stow the cable and then begin preparing the worksite to install a mechanical attachment device, or as you've heard referred to this morning, MAD.
Dino cutters or Lancer as required. I assume you got some imagery already, and then at some point here we can do that at bag inventory, but there's no rush there.
Position for the RU bag inventory.
So, Jeremy, I remember when you guys on the ground told me, hey, do you want to restage some wire ties on these cables? I said no.
How do you feel about that choice?
That's the choice I ever made.
I'm not sure I believe you.
Right, Jeremy, all over your bag inventory when you're ready.
Okay, so just let's make sure we can keep Luca moving, make sure you got the dyno cutters ready for him, and then not sure what you want to do about NAD or the MAD pre-positioning at this point, but we're ready for your inventory when you are.
Okay, copy. Let me sure that the cutters are available. Okay, I should be able to get them to him when he's ready. Hey, on the exterior of the small RU bag, you've got a large small red, a small red. On the inside. And that flap up ahead on the left side. Have two reds attached to the tether point, and each red has adjustable. One adjustable has vice grips on one hook and the other hook is empty. On the other I have an adjustable connected to an EVA wipe with a wire tie and the blue connector tool. On the right side,
just stand by, Drew. So, Luca, do you have what you need to keep you moving?
I need two things. My little cutters and a trash bag.
okay.
And I also need a little bit of GCA. How much?
Okay, Luca, you have the comm for GCA. Drew, you get the tools ready.
Hey, Jessica. I need to go back towards my hand and those 10 centimeters.
Okay, copy that. We're going to go up 10 centimeters. And Drew, again, looking at the ingress aid to the AMS.
Look, I see you got it tucked in, it looks like.
Here.
Starting motion.
Motion.
There's your 10.
Okay, I'll take that. Andrew, I'm ready for that. And other cutters.
Hey, final cutters.
Is that GCA complete for now, Luca?
GCA complete for now. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
NASA astronaut Jessica Meir using the Canadarm2 to move Luca Parmitano into place for his next task today, installing the mechanical attachment device, as astronaut Drew Morgan reports the components of his tool bag to the ground.
And I'll be able to get closer once I get the smaller U-bag off me. I've got the trash bag available to reach each other.
You're working right now, right? Yeah.
I just got a couple things to tell Weed and then I'm going to get rid of this bag.
All right.
What's up?
No, it was always a good time to trash the things, or why don't you finish your, well, maybe I can just take there's more trash bags.
Yeah, the bag doesn't matter right now, Drew, so let's just keep going on the MLI, and you can help him get the pieces in the trash bag, Drew, and then we'll come back to the ORU bag, unless you feel strongly about getting it done.
I just need to, I just want to leave it here on the fish stringer.
Okay. I got the first piece of the first piece of.
I think I'll be able to get closer now.
Female one came out.
Part of it did. You have an available bayonet fitting on your chest. I think I was going to suggest if I could start to move the mat over this direction.
Yep, I think it's a good idea.
And when you have that bayonet in there, this red belongs to that. You can leave that in place, and then you can use this red to you. Just with all the going out back and forth.
To prepare for installation of the MAD, or mechanical attachment device, Parmitano is cutting a lacing cord to expose the upper beam to which the hardware will be attached. The mechanical attachment device will be attached to either side of the vacuum case and is ultimately where the upgraded tracker thermal pump system will be installed. That installation is scheduled to occur on the third spacewalk, just a couple of weeks from now.
You're getting good at that, Luca.
It's your stuff in my hand.
I'd like to see you catch the next one with the dial cutters. Be like Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Over an hour and 50 minutes into today's spacewalk, things continuing to proceed smoothly for Parmitano and Morgan, who are repairing the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer in this series of 4 spacewalks.
We've bad upper and lower connected by their adjustable and the diagonal beam handrail now.
Okay, great. So once Luca's done there, he'll assess whether he needs to tie back the MOI or not, and then we'll be installing the MAD. We need a PGT for that, and then we can tackle that ORU bag if it's in your way.
I got the PGT ready, the MAD's in place. Luca's making cuts now.
I need a little bit of GCA. Adjust it down whenever you can. I need 15 centimeters towards my left and another 10 towards my head.
Okay, copy that, Luca. 15 left and then 10 up. I'll give you the left first.
Copy.
Starting motion.
Jessica Meir moving Luca Parmitano into place to complete the next steps of the spacewalk. As you heard, he will use the PGT, or the pistol grip tool, to secure the mechanical attachment device by bolting it to the beam.
10 up if you still concur. And you concur, Luca, you still want that 10 up?
Yes.
Okay, here comes the motion.
Motion.
Clearance.
And there's your stop.
Perfect. And GCA complete.
Copy, GCA complete.
I could give you the other half of that smaller U bag now.
Go.
On the right side, there are 2 reds. Well, actually, one's a red with a pit pin, EVA wipe to a wire tie, and adjustable on that red. The other red has the Terminator on it, right? And that looks like it.
Okay, Drew. That's a good bag. You can close that up.
Works. Smaller, your bag is closed. It's on the fish stringer right now. I've got it on hook number 1.
Copy, Drew. And Luca, just a reminder, we're okay with removing that vacuum case handrail if it's in your way.
Copy.
Drew, I'll take a glove and hep check from you.
Cap's dry. I'm still watching that flap on the right palm and the start of a flap on the outer RTV, right ring finger panel closest to my palm, next RTV underneath. Just the typical deformation we've been seeing. That panel just happened to not have started yet, but it started a little bit.
Copy, Drew.
There's something that's blocking these flaps. I cannot tell what it is. I cannot see it. So do you have a view of it? Yeah, I mean, it looks like that area that we expected might be pinched behind the handrail. It's not pinched, though. And then maybe there's a tie just on the other side there that we're not seeing. That looks like it's the only one standing between us and freeing it up. Let's see. Put it closer.
Parmitano continues to work to expose the upper beam where the mechanical attachment device will be installed, and Drew Morgan gives feedback to teams on the ground that his helmet absorption pad, or HAP, is dry, and he's monitoring his gloves, making sure that there are no alarming cuts to the gloves that would cause the crew members to have to go inside early.
Bit of cutting to do?
Yeah, 3 more. And then,
Yeah, okay. I see them there now.
One. Actually, a couple more. Here. As Luca is peeling this down, something I'm noticing is we see some grounding wires, it looks like, on the surface of the beam where we'll be mounting the mallet. Tacked on tape in place, and looks like in most places.
Yep, we're expecting those, Drew. We think they're going to be out of your way, but if you feel differently, let us know.
2 hours into today's spacewalk, and things continue to proceed smoothly for the second spacewalk to repair the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer. NASA astronaut Andrew Morgan and European Space Agency astronaut Luca Parmitano working now to free up some space on a beam just outside the vacuum case of the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer, where they will later attach the mechanical attachment device, which will hold the upgraded thermal tracker pump system to be installed on the next spacewalk.
So once the way the wires are running, I don't know if that's, I would assume that would interfere with the mount mounting, so...
Yep, we're talking about it, trying to decide whether we're going to just move them out of the way or install over top.
And okay, those two there, the holes, and then that should be it.
That's right, Drew. Those are the next thing. Let's cut those out.
Doing the Alpha capture. Going there and you.
Right, spacing cord. Doing pretty well.
Okay, what do we do with this stuff?
So they're talking about, trying to figure out what we're going to do, whether we're going to install over.
So Luke and Drew, what we're talking about here is the one that's in the middle there that runs through the rivets. That probably shouldn't be an issue, but the one that's below it, you know, for you, down for you, next one down at the bottom, that one, we think that.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.